Hey, hi, Keith Kelly here with We Will Go Ministries. I'm doing a 7-minute podcast. The podcast is Stream Faith in Jesus Christ. Now, we're here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Got a little bit of a power outage, but this is a good opportunity because I was wanting to talk to you a little bit about my book, Focus on Jesus and Not the Storm. It's coming out very soon. By the time you hear this, it should be out. We're going to go ebook first, and then we're going to go paperback after that, and then we'll go Audible. But the book is basic, a fundamental commitments that Christians should have in this Christian walk. To give you an example, the first chapter is about reading the Bible. The second is about prayer. The third is about telling other people about Jesus. And today I want to talk a little bit about the fourth chapter. The fourth chapter is being a world Christian. You know, the term world Christian is a term that is fairly young. I mean, it's been maybe not been that long, maybe less than 100 years or so that someone came up with the term. And what that means is, you know, like people that are in the missionary field, people that go out to places in the missionary field, go to different countries and they go and tell people the gospel of Jesus Christ. There are a lot of people out there. Not as many as you would hope so, but there are a few. There are people out there they're called sending organizations. And a lot of Christians don't know about them, but they're out there sending people to different locations throughout the world to become a witnesser and a testifier for Christ. And a lot of times they go in different capacities. Sometimes in some countries they're very closed to the gospel. What I mean by closed, that if you get caught preaching the gospel in some of these countries, they will arrest you. They will arrest you, and if you actually live in that country and you're from that country, there's been many testimonies how people lose their jobs. People might even lose their family. There's a lot of times they might even lose their life. I mean, there's been testimonies over and over again. We've seen it in our time. I mean, we've actually seen some of the things that ISIS has done to people that profess Christianity, and what some people have done to people that profess Christianity in these countries. And we're not supposed to turn a blind eye or a deaf ear to any of this as Christians. We need to be world Christians, and world Christians stand in the gap. I mean, how do you stand in the gap? There's a lot of ways. The top thing that all the Christians from closed countries say is pray. Prayer, they say that's the least you can do is the most you can do, and that is pray for them. Pray for them to have free course, that the word of God has free course, and that they have the wisdom to know who to witness to and know who to talk to. It's amazing that we're being in a country like America. We don't have those kind of fears, but still people still don't witness. I mean, people don't get out and tell people about Jesus, which we should always do. But, you know, we don't have the fears of, like, you know, that we're going to lose our lives or we're going to lose our jobs or lose anything if we're told or we're preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ in America. But so a lot of those countries are really, really afraid of really not being in the will of God. That's what they're afraid of. A lot of them are very bold. I mean, there's a lot of these Christians that live in like closed countries that are very they have what they call house churches, and a lot of times they do them at 11 o'clock, 12 midnight. That way it's quiet and nobody knows that they're having a church service. They do it. They're very very smart. They use a lot of wisdom, and they have a lot of wisdom from God to basically be able to witness to people. I was in Egypt. My wife and I was in Egypt, and we were part of a missionary group in Egypt. And I was talking to them. We met some Christian brothers and sisters from Egypt that lived in Cairo. And we asked them, it says, well, how do you witness and testify? How do you tell people about Jesus? They said you have to be very, very, very prayerful. You have to pray a lot to know who to talk to, because you can talk to somebody that's been looking for you for a while to put you in jail. So they have a lot of ways in which they really just, but they still, the word of the Lord still prospers. It still goes forward. They're still Christians. Right now, there's a big movement in the Muslim communities throughout the world. You know, Muslims are actually having visions. I'm talking about the Muslims that are in closed countries. I'm talking about the Muslims that, that basically someone might very stealthily witness to them and tell them about Jesus, so they might have a vision about Jesus, and then someone, the Lord brings somebody in their path that knows what that vision was about and will expound to them, And sometimes, the Lord will send you to somebody to tell them the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's coming so important, to be always ready to give an answer to them that ask of the hope that is in us. We have to always be ready to witness and testify and tell people about Jesus. We have to always be ready and not be ashamed and not care what people think. That the whole world is kind of messed up with about what people think about Christians. I mean, you make stands. I love when Christians make stands. Like even in America, when they make stands against ungodliness and they don't move or budge, it's like a commitment. I mean, we have to be committed to this gospel, to life. Unto death, we have to be committed unto this life. And so there's a lot of people out there that are committed to the gospel of Jesus Christ. We want you to be committed to the gospel of Jesus Christ. We want you to keep an eye on We Will Go Ministries and what we're accomplishing to get the word out, because we're igniting excitement, igniting a flame, igniting a spark, a fire in other Christians. Because I used to be a lukewarm Christian. I was a lukewarmer. But I thank God for his mercy. God had mercy on me. And not on me only. But God's having mercy on you also if you receive this word of get involved. Get involved with world mission. Stand in the gap for the people that have never heard the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is Keith Kelly. I try to do this in 7 minutes. Sometimes I go over, sometimes I'm a little less. But it's a 7-minute podcast. Extreme faith in God, extreme faith in Jesus. We Will Go Ministries. Keith Kelly. God bless you.